All right, guys, it is Monday night. It is our team Zoom. I am super excited to get the Zoom started. A little bit about who I am. I am Stephanie Dunn. This is Joel Dunn. We are double ambassador, Black Diamond, and we have been with the company for 11 years, going on 12. So we've been around a little bit, and we haven't talked about remembering your why you do this business. And I think this is just going to be such a great topic. All these girls are just have a little bit of a different story. I think we all do.
Mhm.
But we all eventually, some come in maybe not thinking about why they started. They just got excited and they joined because maybe you talk to them and you're like, okay, friend, you're doing this business with me. And then your why starts to grow, or you start hearing people talk about the why and why you do the business. And it will change. It will constantly change. And I think this is honestly the best time to really talk about the why. Is there's quite a few of you pushing for some big promotions right now. And sometimes that feels like you're pushing really hard and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm getting tired, or I'm feeling like defeated, or there's obstacles. Satan wants to stop you from that greatness. So there's going to be things that happen. And we have to have that why and like embedded in us of why we're going to continue to push through. Why would we want to continue on when there's an obstacle in front of us, when it's really easy sometimes to just be like, okay, I'm done, right?
Mhm.
And so this is something that I think once you understand why you do the business, you it becomes easy. You find out kind of what that purpose is. And so a little bit about when I bring these girls on is one of the reasons me and Joel needed to do this business is our why was we needed to make money. and
Broke as a joke.
and so that was a portion of it, but my why was deeper than that. And so we're going to try to pull back some layers for you guys to understand that. But there was a greater purpose to that. And I didn't really know that at the beginning. I've always loved to help people, always did a service based business, and we even owned a service business in the fitness industry. So we were always about helping people. I just didn't know it was going to be in network marketing. So I was like, this just doesn't make sense. But that little seed that God planted about being servants and our why has really changed. So now we do the business for you. So that's my why now, is how many people can I help see their purpose, take this farther, help them have success with maybe their health, and then maybe even their wealth. So that's really about our why. Do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, our why ultimately started out with us, which is probably what yours does. But at some point, it has to grow beyond that, because if all you're trying to do is get the money, eventually, when you get the money, there's nothing left. So you have to develop a deeper purpose. And part of the reason why we love this so much is because of the fact that our biggest purpose, what God put us on this planet for, was to help change other people's lives. And so if you take away something at all from this, is that everybody is here to help you. We want to leave you with something that will cause you to go away from this training tonight and go, man, I can do this. I can go out and change my life. I can go out and change other people's lives.
Yeah, I even posted something on my Facebook today, you guys. A little key. People always ask why I continue to do this, but one of the little nuggets that I put is why you're building your business. If you don't know, you won't make it. And so I want to make sure you guys really dig in, know why you're doing it. Why do you do the tasks that are in front of you? Why do you show up to Zooms? All of the whys will start to make sense. But I want to bring on Larissa first. So, Larissa, are you out there? Can you unmute yourself? I think you can.
Yeah.
Yay! You guys, so I've gotten to know Larissa a little bit more, and her heart is just truly amazing. And her why. I messaged her last week and I thought, I've got to bring her on. And she is all about you. I love her because she is constantly talking about her team, and not just her team, but her sidelines, and what her purpose is and what her why is. And I couldn't help but think, I've got to have her on this Zoom because she just brings out the absolute best in everyone. And she's got a couple of teammates on and a sideline on tonight. But I thought, Larissa, we have to start with you because your heart is, first off, she's in the right place. This is what I loved about her too. Jesus is my boss man. Like, how can you not love that? So that's her Instagram handle. And I was like, oh my gosh. Did I get it right? Did I get it right? The handle? Oh, she froze it. We're gonna
Yes.
keep. Okay, you were frozen a little bit.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes. Okay, we
I'm
can hear.
sorry.
I'm
Yes.
like, no, we need to hear you. That's it. But you guys are gonna love Larissa. So Larissa, I know I sent you over a couple of the questions, but break it down on who you are, a little bit of your story and why are you doing what you're doing?
Hey guys, my name is Larissa, and also known as Jesus, my boss man. And I actually came to it work time over 6 years ago, and that's when we had the big chunky builder kits, and I really didn't have any guidance or leadership. I was just like, listen, they saying I need to lose weight in order to have a baby. Okay. So I was like, okay, I need to lose weight. And I was going to the gym and I was doing everything, but I was also diagnosed with PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome. So basically, yeah, infertility, for lack of better words. Okay, infertility. So I was like, oh my God, I have to get this weight off. I really want to do this. And so my husband was like, okay, his initial is always, yeah, okay. And then I lost weight and I got pregnant and boom, I quit. And I was like, well, that's kind of what I really wanted, right? And then I came back again. And because I saw someone else, a girl I went to school with, she was doing it. And I was like, hey, let me do it, put me back in. So she put me in. And then a shift came, took the shift, and then now I'm back. So my son will actually be 6 on Saturday. So I'm real super excited about that. And it's real special that I'm here with you guys. But now my why is simply because it is God's purpose for my life. I don't even want to try to get emotional, but I do get emotional because I am emotionally attached to my team's dreams, their vision, to their families. Like, I love my team. It was a point where we all got promoted, like towards the beginning of last year. Me and Key and Keisha, we were getting up early in the morning, and Key is like, yo, 6 o'clock. Your time is like 5, my time. And then we were like, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. So we ended up going in the trenches, working. We got promoted. And then, you reach that little in the year where it's just like, oh, I think I can. You're like the little engine that could. And God told me, I was like, God, what am I going to do? And I even asked my husband, I was like, what am I going to do? And he was like, when you know your why, the how don't even matter. And I was like, oh my God, that's it. And I just started getting super excited. And I remember that night, God was like, for 60 days, pray. And I was like, 60 days straight, Lord. So he told me, bam, text these people on your team, 60 days, y'all need to pray. Don't pray about it works. He said, just seek my face for 60 days. And we did just that. I'm talking about, we went in prayer, praying. I was texting them like, hey, y'all, it's time to pray. Where y'all at? They was like, we on our way. And then after the prayer, so many things opened up for them in their lives. And I was just so excited about the breakthrough that God was doing for them. And then I was like, okay, God, what's next? And he was like, now 120 days, run to conference. And I was like, so you hear about the 90 days, but what about those 120 days? I was like, oh, okay. And I had created this huge promo video for them. I was so excited. 120 days. People was quitting and I was still excited. I was like, let's go. And they were like, okay, yeah. I'm talking about, we was crazy. And then when they started getting promoted, I mean, they're going to be on here, they're going to talk about their stuff, but I was just so excited. And especially for Daycare Ash, like, I I don't know, when she got promoted, I just felt like it was like a baby, having a baby all over again. I was just like, oh my God, she made it. She made it. Oh man, I was just so excited. And I'm telling Key, like, hey, y'all, listen, this is what we need to do. Get your calendars out. And I stay on my sideline sisters as hard as I stay on my team, right? Like, nah, y'all, we getting up. Where y'all at? If they don't do it, I'll be like, I don't even want to talk to y'all until we do the last thing that we said we was going to do. And they're like, oh Lord, here she go, but it's all in good intentions, because their why is my why. It really does matter to me. Like, I'm just so excited. And my thing now is, all it takes is one small spark to set the whole forest on fire. Literally, that's all it takes, is one spark. If you can get to that one spark, if you have one person on your team, one person that you can link up with, and y'all just kind of rub it together just a little bit, Girl Scout, Boy Scout style, just like that, you can do anything in this business. And I'm just elated. Like, I can't wait. I can't wait. It don't even matter. I'm just excited. So I love y'all. Thank y'all guys for having me. I'm super nervous, and it's somebody else's turn.
You no, we're gonna pull out a little bit more from you, Larissa, but I want you guys to really catch something that she said. Once you know your why, the how doesn't matter. And it is like, she just spoke the absolute truth when that. When you know your why, you are going to do the things that you just never thought were possible. And that's, all things are possible with God, right? Like, that is what she lives by. I know this. And she listens, and she's like, okay, I'm going to get up. I'm going to get up at 5 a.m. So you hear about the stories of when people decide, they know their why. She's doing it for herself, but she's doing it for her team. She's taking that accountability and really running with that, because when you have success, it feels good. But when you see other people have success, there is no other feeling like that. And she is pouring that through your screen right now. I'm seeing it. Everybody's like, I love her energy. And you guys, you know what? You can create that energy. We get to decide. And that's something that Larissa did. And now she's like, I don't care how long it's going to take me. I'm going. Like, she knows now she is, this was her destiny. This is what she was supposed to do. This was part of her calling. She knew God knew this was part of her plan. God knows this is part of your plan, being on this Zoom tonight and hearing each one of these stories. And I think sometimes people think, Cal, everybody just makes it look so easy. But when you truly do know your why, and you're going for these promotions that seem like there's 7 days left, there's 6 days left, how am I going to make 3,000 in volume? How am I going to hit 5,000? You will find out how it happens, because your why is so strong. And so you've got to dig deep. When you're feeling like it's just not going to happen, you got to dig down to that why, and go to your team. Like Larissa said, she was messaging. She's got to keep that excitement going. So be so on top of your team and helping. And maybe you aren't there yet. Maybe you're new and you're like, I don't even know what's really going on. That's okay too, because we've been there, right? We've all kind of knew. Larissa's first why was she wanted a baby. And I know I struggled. I had endometriosis super bad. They told me I was never going to have kids. And I was like, oh no, I am having a baby. Like, I spoke that. I knew I was going to have a girl. But if they told me you need to do this, I did that. And so they told Larissa, you need to lose weight. I'm going to do that. That's what made her find it work. So that was her why. That she was truthful. Like, okay, well, I had my baby, and now, okay, you're going to have more whys along this journey. So remember, as you're going through, write those down, and those whys are going to continue to change, and you're going to go with them. I want you to share a little bit about this, Larissa. So you're going through it and you hear 120 days. Was there something that you just knew you had to write down, and you had to be like, this is the time that we're going to get up and this is what we're going to do? So break it down onto some of the tasks that you do with your team daily.
So Brittany is actually my upline, and back when our team was a little bit smaller, she was like, okay, we didn't really talk a lot, because I'm I'm a doer, but I'm a leader at the same time. So she was like, okay, so what are you doing? And I was just telling her, well, I was just telling the girl what to do. You know, like, I don't know. I was giving her the picture. I was giving her the caption. I was just doing it all. And so we had dubbed it the social media takeover. And so that's when people join our team and we just tell them what to do every single day. So depending on the person will depend on how long we do the social media takeover. So it's just like, hey, ask somebody on your list who like coffee. If they comment, we're messaging them right then and there. If they send a message, if they say, yeah, I drink coffee, all right, boom, we just jumping right in the DM, or we're going to text them or whatever. And we just, from there, you make a post in the morning, then you make a post midday, then you make a post in the evening, right? And at the time, I didn't have very many followers, and I still don't, right? I don't, but I have the work ethic to compensate for the no follower piece that people think you have to have, right? So I was like, hey, I have to work this business different. This can't be just the in my stories type of business. Mm-hmm. I tell everybody on my team, no. If you don't got that little swipe up situation going on in your story, it needs to be on your timeline. Why? Because everybody don't see your stories. So when I decided to say, hey, let's do a social media takeover on her, and then it worked. She got her 6 LCs, and then the next person got their 6 LCs. And me and Brittany was like, all right, we just gonna do this for a while until we find out something different. And we just kept doing it. And literally they were like, I said, it's tedious, but you know, it's really the smaller things that really get you to where you're trying to go. Instead of saying, oh my God, I'm going double in 120 days. Nah, what that really looked like is, how many rubies do I need in 120 days? So that's really what it's about. Finding the people that really want to go ruby, that really want to, you know, take your hand and say, hey, whatever it takes, you've been a ruby before, tell me what to do. Mm-hmm. Tell me what to do in order to get that ruby. And then when that person becomes ruby, well, who on your team is ready for their ruby? When that person is ready, then who is that person? And I think it really happened when the young lady that went emerald with me, she kind of fell back. But I saw that the ruby that was on her team, Tamisha was like, put me in the game, coach. And I was like, bet, let's go. So I'm texting her like, and she had somebody, and that person was like, no. Simi was like, no, y'all ain't leaving me, put me in too. So we was like, all right, cool. And I just kept going and going and going, and finally I was like, all right, now we're here, and what do? You listen to the voice of God, you dig a little deep. When it's not profitable, you literally still have to show up. When you don't get one LC, it doesn't matter. I mean, I did enroll somebody today, but yesterday when I didn't get anybody, I still had to show up. I still have to send my messages. Like, I have my little index cards right here. I midday meditation where I write my scriptures. Then I'm like, all right, cool. How many people do I want to message for today? I have those numbers right here. Like, this is real Barney. This is me. I mark it out every time I send a message. Boom, boom, boom. And that's what I encourage my team to do. I tell my team, like, if you don't really do this business and you're on my team, it's just kind of like you just didn't really want to do it, right? Because as a leader, I'm going to show up. I'm going to show up there for you. When you call and ask for prayer, I'm going to show up for you. If you call and ask how to enroll an LC, I'm going to show up for you. If you say, hey, I need an idea, or I want to do something for my personal brand, I'm going to show up for you as much as you allow me to. You have to allow people to do it so that you can really see what it is and see what's the truth, what's not the truth, and just debunk all the negative thoughts in your mind. Like, just take them out. Take them out and show up with your work ethic. That's it.
If you guys are like taking mad notes right now, put a 1 down. I see everyone going fire right now.
Yeah, you guys, she is so humble too, because she, like, I'm like, okay, you're going to hit this rank. We're getting you to VIP, or, you know, just pushing her. She's like, I'm more excited about my team. And I want you to, I heard something that just struck me, and she's showing up. And you guys hear this over and over. there's times that we don't feel like showing up. There's time that we feel like, how can we continue to do this? And people count on you. When they see you show up, they're going to start showing up for you. And what happens is that trickles down, and you don't even realize it sometimes, that by you showing up, there's going to be somebody in your team that shows up, and somebody in the depths of their team is going to show up because of that trickle effect. So you really want to make sure that you guys show up. Um, this is something that I wrote down today too, is have impact goals, not just income goals.
Mhm.
And what that means is I want to impact lives. And that always is that result in income, you guys. There's a lot of people that we talk to that aren't even in the business, but did you impact them in a good, positive, influential way? And that's what we want to do here. Me and Joel are always about helping you not only in this business but in life. And I know that's Larissa's heart, and why she's like kind of flipped the switch a little bit is this: not only can we have you have success here, but it can lead you to so much more. And I think that's so powerful. So, that power in the why, like you can see how that little bit of a why can just, it gives you this bigger picture, this bigger vision of what more is coming, and the how will just follow suit. And I love that, because I didn't know how to do this business, you guys, when I joined. Larissa didn't know how to do this business when she joined. Most of you don't know how to do the business, but you need to know your why. Most of you will go, I know why I joined this business. It might be you wanted an extra $100. Maybe you needed more free time. Maybe you wanted to pay for your kids' dance classes. Maybe you want to lose 50 pounds. There's a lot of us that just, we know that why, but the how will come. And that's the beautiful thing about this, is you don't need to be, thankfully, a network marketing expert to have success in this business. That why will step over and overpower all of the hows, all of the people that you think, God, they're going to be really good. But if they don't have that strong why, they can fall off pretty quickly. So I love that, Larissa. A lot of it is you guys knowing that why, having excitement. You guys can see that she's got the fire in her. She had that spark, and she has caught her team on fire, and she's giving them those daily tasks and breaking it down into small goals. I think we sometimes forget, like she said, you look at this, oh my gosh, what am I going to have to do in 120 days? When she's like, how many rubies can I create? And going to that and finding out who's hungry for this. I love that. They're like, put me in. I'm like sitting here going, Larissa, put me in. So, who on here wants to be put in the game? Do you want to get in the game? And that's a lot of it, is just showing up, knowing that why, and continuing on. So I just love you so much. Do you have anything else you want to add before I bring on the girls?
Let's go.
Okay, she's just ready. She is so proud of these girls.
Yeah.
I am so proud of them. I've seen them develop as well. You have something?
Well, yeah, and one of the things that I love about Larissa, and this is something that she may not even know. So when I speak this over her, it's going to click for her. She gets joy from being the tagline of somebody else's success. That is what powers her. That's what gives her her superpower, her energy, is giving somebody else that opportunity to change their lives. She saw it change her life, but now where she gets her energy from. So if you're wondering, where do you get excitement from? Where does she get excitement from? Go out and help somebody and watch somebody else promote. Once you taste significance, you will never be filled from success ever again.
Yeah, that's so good. Yeah, we hear that all the time, is the significance part. So I love you, Larissa. You know that I love you. I appreciate you. She's one of our best prayer warriors out there. So she will pray for you like no other. And I love that she gets up at 3 a.m. So she is incredible. But I know she's more excited to bring on the girls. So I'm going to bring on Ashley. Ashley, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, I'm here. Hey, ladies and gentlemen.
I am so excited. You guys, she just promoted last month. So we got to give her a congratulations, give her some hearts, some love in the chat. But she went diamond, and I had to say she's consistent. She's been in the game. She's stuck around, and I think sometimes we think, oh, people just shoot straight to the top.
Right.
That's not your story. And I want you to be real. I want you to really break it down. And I also know you're an LC recruiter, so we're going to have you give some of those tips. But tell us who you are, your rank, how long it took you to get to Diamond, and your why.
Okay, so hey everyone. My name is Ashley, also known as Daycare Ash. That name came from Larissa. She names everybody. So if you ever come into her life, she's going to name you. So I am Daycare Ash because I do own and operate a daycare. I've been a daycare owner for 10 years now. I definitely love the business, but since I've joined It Works, this is something part-time, but I definitely see me doing it full-time. And it's because I have two boys. I'm a single mom of two boys, a teenage son, and I have a 9-year-old. And since the pandemic, I just really want more freedom, like freedom of my time. Like, yes, I own the daycare, but I still have to be present, with my, I call them my daughters, with my other kids. But my kids have been struggling a lot, especially my teenager. And I just feel like I need to be home with them. So this is something that is pushing me more and more every single day. And just like Larissa's saying, just like you hear from a lot of the top leaders, just because you don't sign an LC that day is still, you still have to show up. You still have to make sure you're messaging, doing your host to post, whatever you are doing every single day, following the KPIs to, grow your business. I'm really big on planting seeds. And I just had a call with a few of the girls earlier and just tell them, don't get discouraged because you never know who's going to come back and, join you. So one thing that I truly love and adore about this business is the women that I've been connected to. Every time I'm talking to a potential distributor, that's exactly what I tell them. Of course, we want the income, but I'm really big on being patient, and I'm really big on prayer. And I'm really big on God moving when he wants to move. And same thing when it came to me going diamond. It didn't come right when I wanted to, but it came right on time. Like, God is an on-time God. And that's something that I always live by. He never moves on our time. It's always his time. And once you know that and understand that, then things will start to flourish for you and your life and your business or whatnot. So yeah, my why is definitely, I want more freedom. I have lots of whys, but right now, what really sticks out is just having more freedom of my time to be with my boys. Like I said, I'm a single mother of two boys, and I feel like they really need me here with them. So
Yeah, you're just incredible too. I just love that she's always positive. You guys, when you look at people and you just see their attitude, that makes such a big difference. When you see what people are posting, are they inviting you in? Are they having success with products? Are they helping other people? And that's what Ashley has done. And Larissa's done a great job of pouring down into you, which you've done the same thing into your team. It's just that trickle effect, and it just, you can't help but want to continue on more and more. And so I love that. And the reason I know so much is because Larissa talks about you guys all so much to me in text. So I know that you're an LC recruiter. And so give us some of the tips that you would do. Is it through host to post? Is it because you're consistent daily? Do you use the product? Like, give it to us.
all right, y'all. So I will say, when I first joined the business, so I joined back in 2017, and then we left, and then we came back. I joined back with Brittany, and it was like the best decision ever. Like, I will talk about this business all day, every day. Whoever is in my face, I'm talking to them about the business. I have family laugh at me. They don't believe in it. So I'm like, you're gonna be laughing. You won't be laughing when you see me, like, anyway. I like stuff like that, like people that don't believe. Like, a lot of people have a lot of things to say about people in the network marketing business, but if it's something that you're in and that you truly believe in, like, those people are going to look back and say, oh wow, like, this is something that really does work. But what I will say, I did not start working right away. We went to conference. I joined in October of 2019. And I joined back again because I missed the products. I truly did. Like, HSN did my hair wonders. Like, this is my hair. It's not a weave, but my hair was so freaking damaged. And this is the story that I give to customers all the time, like replay. Like, you will always hear how damaged my hair was and how much the HSN restore my hair. So I'm always sharing that with the customers because the products really do work. So what they know is, with African Americans, we wear weaves. You know, we wear clip-ins to make our hair look thicker and fuller. So I always let them know, like, because of these products, like I have not worn a weave in over 2 years now. So by them hearing that, like, what? Yeah, okay, sign me up. So I like to talk to my customers. I'm really personal. So joined back in October of 2019. We went to conference. It was just a few of us that time, but everyone was going around in a circle saying what their goals were. Larissa and I both said Ruby.
I remember.
We both said Ruby. We both said Ruby. Not even knowing, like, you know, like, okay, anyways. So I remember Larissa promoting, I remember Brittany promoting, and just everyone that was at conference with us, like, just, you know, totally shooting up. I was asleep one day and Larissa called me and she's like, and I was enrolling LCs, but I was not enrolling them like that, right? Larissa helped to get me to Ruby. So I got the phone call from her and Britt, you're Ruby. I'm like, no way. So one thing I do share with the team, like, you don't want nobody to build you, you know, like if you really want this, like, do the work, you know. But when I heard that, I got on fire from that point. I got focused. I started watching trainings, and one training that changed my business was watching a training from Key and Crystal about the host to post. And I got in bed, I got my notebook, I got my pen, and I was just taking notes. And I wrote on that notebook, I said, no distractions, let's get to work. And I numbered 1 through 20. No, I think it was 1 through 10. And I said, I'm going to sign 10 LCs. This was back in May. I'm going to sign 10 LCs. And I did those host to post. And when I tell you, it just kept going. I was texting Larissa and she's like, keep going. Like, and it literally stopped at 56 that month. I signed 56 customers out that month. But what helped was, I feel like I got out of my own way, got out of my head, and just told myself it's time to get work. It's time to get focused, no matter what's going on around you. I did have a lot going on, still do, but I'm like, no matter what, you want this to work that bad, you know, you got to do the work. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, I got focused on host to post, signed 56 customers, and they did slow up. But one thing about me, like when things slow up, like I don't stop working. Even if things aren't, you know, moving fast enough, I don't give up. I don't give up. I give it to God and I just continue to work, and I see the fruits of the labor, you know. And it's another thing, like I said, is getting the customers on the phone. It worked. I don't know, like every time I get them on the phone, it's just so much better. Like for me, it doesn't work talking, like sending them a link. If I send them a link, I feel like they're just going to drag their feet and they're not going to do it. So I just get them on the phone, let them know, hey, it's just going to take a couple of minutes, you know, and I end up, what I love about it is I meet so many customers and we end up talking about other things. And that's what I love. Like we're talking about God, we're talking about life, we're talking about our children, you know, and that's what I love about the business, is talking to these customers and really getting to know them, you know, and then locking them in as my loyal customers.
She is a relationship builder, you guys, if you caught that. So, you know, when people hear your voice, and that's me, I love getting on the phone, pulling out a little bit more, because here's the thing is sometimes we can get them to even order a few more products. Like, oh, I didn't know you know, you were looking to lose weight too. I thought you just wanted the hair product. Oh, well, we can combine these. We have a great pick 3 going on. So I think, you know, when you do that and you build relationships and they hear your voice, they trust. And that's what we want. And not only that, but they know a little bit more now about you. And that seed has been planted about possibly being a distributor, and you guys don't even realize that. So, you know, the beautiful thing about this is Ash wants to get them on the phone. And if that's your strength, work in your strength. Now, Joel is not a phone person. He is like frozen, can't do it. You guys would not think that. When he's on, he loves talking and sharing. That's not his strength. He'd rather email, think about it. I'm like, I want to get him on the phone. Like I want him to hear how excited I am for them. So think about that. Where do you want to work in that strength? If you don't know what host to post is, you guys, some of you may be new, that's okay. There's trainings on that. I know Rachel Jones is probably on here. I love her host to post for dummies. You know, it's basically the beginner stage of learning host to post. absolutely go learn the host to post. This is all the how. This is all the stuff that's going to follow that why of why are you doing this business? You know, Ashley's not going to quit. She knows that her team is now growing and building rubies. I think it's kind of funny that you both said rubies. I think you were just speaking Ruby, knowing you're going to be building a lot of rubies
That's
in
it.
your life. Like that is what happened when you said that. I was like, they were speaking Ruby way before they even knew what they were talking about, and it's just helping people. So I love that, you guys. When the girls are talking, they're giving such confidence about what they're doing, and that takes practice. And so the quicker that you go and get your notebook out like Ashley did and go, I'm getting to work, I'm going to do this. When you dedicate the time to put in, you will have the success with it. And I think that's key. I love that you said you're busy, and you're still busy. Daycare is not easy, you guys. That's hands-on constantly. So it's not like, Ashley's got all this free time. She's just being super focused with her time. And busy people make the best decisions because they're like, I have 30 minutes of time that I need to commit to this, and this is where I'm going to work my business. So we all have that in us. What are some great closings that you have when you're getting customers? Do you have something that you just know this is what does it, or is it because you feel like it's your results that gets them every time?
I definitely feel like it's my results. So that's why I always say, like, find you a product that works for you and that you can show these results. So now I have the results from HSN. So now I want to show, like, I want to lose a couple of pounds. So now, taking the celery, taking the skinny brew, just sharing the products that you really, really love, because that's all that we are doing, or we're sharing. I just signed my cousin. She's actually in Texas. And she's a single mother as well of 7 or maybe 8 kids, and I'm like, you're going to do this business with me. And her response was, well, I can't sell. I'm not a seller. We're sharing. And I'm telling her, you post on social media all day long. All day long. You can do this business. I'm going to be with you. And like, you're going to be around a team of amazing other individuals. Like, we're going to do this. So like Larissa said, like, it's about helping people. Like, of course we want the income, but when you have that in you where you love helping people, and that's something that's really embedded into me since I was a little girl. Like, I just really get a kick out of, even if I can't help you financially, it's praying for you, or just being a listening ear, or being there at a time where I can be there physically when you're going through something, no matter what it may be, and that's what you can do in this business, is just being there for your team, showing up like Larissa said. But yeah, that's something that I absolutely love doing. I just signed a customer, and I will say this, guys, this business has gotten me so freaking uncomfortable. I'm really an introvert. I don't like to talk. So when you guys hear me say, like, I get people on the phone, like, it's this business, like, it's like it works. Just bring something out of you, like when you really, really, really want it. And it's gotten me so uncomfortable to where I'm in the mall talking to people. Like, I'm in Home Goods talking to the cashiers. Like, when you feel their energy, like, I've been to Home Goods before, and you just see like a hyper salesperson, and you know that they'll do good in the business. I'm already get the door, sorry. You'll know that they'll do good in the business. Why not show them that? Like, hey, you want to work from social media? Like, just share your number. You never know. I remember hold on one second. Let me just grab the door.
This is live, real life business. Anybody can do this. I think this is the best part of it.
I'm gonna go back outside.
Okay. Sorry, my son just got home. Hi, TJ. Ask Amari. I was in the mall like about 2 weeks ago, and in the kiosk where they're doing they want to do your hair, and my hair was washed, and they're like, hey, come here. Those are perfect people to talk to, because look how like, they're so determined to get you to come to the kiosk and curl your hair. So it's like, why not share what you do with them? So I'm not gonna lie, at the moment I was like, no, thank you. Like, I don't ask Amari. I just told him no, thank you. And I went into another store, and I came back out, I said, you know what? I love your energy. I said, and I think that you'd be really great at what I do. And they're like, well, what do you do? And I just told them, I said, you could join for $39. Whether they join or not, like I still planted that seed. You never know. They could be thinking about it right now. So that's why I said, like, it's gotten me so uncomfortable to where I'm talking to people that I will never, ever talk to. And my best friend is on here and she's the Energizer Bunny. I'm not, like, at all. Even asking, I wanted my best friend to join me in this business. So it took her some time, but she finally joined, and I love having her here with me, so just sharing the business with any and everybody. And like I said, It Works did that for me. Definitely got me uncomfortable. Definitely got me out of my, comfort zone and just talking to people. So I love the beauty of the process. And I tell people that all the time. I don't believe in, like I said, we live in like a microwave society where people want things quick, and I started the business with my daycare 10 years ago. And I always share this. I had one kid and I had that kid for almost a year. And I think back to that, like if I would have given up or just thinking like God is just going to bless me with 14 kids right away, he wants to see, what are you going to do with this one kid? Then I'll give you the 14 kids. And even with that, like 10 years in the business, my business has been up and down, but I don't give up. But people love seeing me post about my daycare kids on my story, like even my business page, so I just say, like, guys, trust the beauty of the process. Make sure like you have that vision about your business. I listen to Michael Todd a lot, and he said something yesterday. I wrote it down. Distractions drown you when vision drifts. So a lot of the times I stand in silence and I just close my eyes and I just vision, where I see my life in this business or just my life, period, and just speaking those things, speaking, I am double diamond, I am triple diamond, whatever it is that you want, just really visioning that, have a vision board, just make it plain, and just trust the beauty of the process. That's all.
I love it. You guys, give her a couple, like drop some ones in here if you just loved hearing from Ashley and what she had to say. I think I love the daycare analogy, you guys, like giving you one kid, like it's kind of like It Works. Here's here's a couple, try this out. And then, oh, let's see what you do. Are you going to quit on them? Because that's not what we want. So don't quit on yourself, because then you'll never see what truly would have came from that. So I love that, Ash. Thank you so much for all of your.
I have one more thing to share, and then I'll shut my mouth. Once I started seeing that host to post were starting to get dry for me, and like I said, we see that the blueprint is laid out for us. Stephanie, Joe, your upline, everybody, that's your upline. They provide everything that you need for you to win in this business. So if host to posts are dry, now I'm cold messaging, and cold messaging is helping. But people want to see that, they go to your page. What else do you do? Okay, she has a daycare. She loves quotes. She loves God. She loves her family, like whatever. And then that makes them trust you even more, cold messaging. So I'm starting cold messaging now. And I remember watching a training with, is it Elena Gonzalez?
Yep.
Yeah, and just saying like clean up your friends list. So I spent time the other day just cleaning up my friends list, and then now adding more people to my network. So definitely take notes, guys. Whatever, like stay on the trainings and take all the notes you can and just apply it to your business.
Yes, I love that. Good reminder, guys, because you're gonna go through those phases of where like you feel like host to post is on fire, and then you're like, what's going on? Crickets. And sometimes it's just taking the time to go, let's clean up my Facebook. Have I been posting? Have I been interacting? Or have I been so focused on just trying to do the host to post? So we try to mix it up. There's always so much, that team pages have, and take the time to go and look, because we don't want to hold you back. You get to jump in and decide how much you want to pour into that business and learn. So make sure that you guys know that. So I appreciate you, Ashley. Now we have Crystal. Are you on? I know you got bumped off. Did she get on? Can you unmute yourself, Crystal?
I am here.
Hey, all right,
Hey.
you guys. I've heard so much about you. I can't wait to feel your energy too. So I am excited.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, this is such a pleasure. I'm just so thankful for us all to be here and just to be alive. So thank you, Lord, just for that. I feel that as individuals, we take so much for granted. So this pandemic has really put a lot of things in perspective, you know, just for myself and my existence and my why. Your why is your purpose. Every day, by the grace of God, we wake up and we have to figure out that we have $1 million brain up here. And each day we're given, we need to try to figure out how we're going to get this out. And this go round with me coming back to It Works, I started off the end of 2018 with my best friend, Daycare Ash. We've been best friends for over 16 plus years. I joined the business twice for $100, and I would do it $100 more and $100 more. But the only reason why it didn't work for me before is because I was mentally disturbed. I wasn't properly aligned. I was disconnected. To be honest, there's a lot of things, and I'm very transparent. So there was a lot of things that I was going through. I already had the financial freedom. So It Works, you know, just having another side hustle. When you're mentally disturbed and spiritually disconnected and you're not really being consistent with God, a lot of things that we go through in life are because you choose for them to. So this is why they say within a 24-hour period, you know, you have to choose wisely because we're all given choices. So you can't get upset with somebody else for choosing what they would like to do with their 24 hours. We got to get on it. We got to stay on it, but we also have to pour into one another. And I think that's where you got to lose sight of just the money, because you'll never get to where you're destined to be if we're just focused on the money. So this is why we need people in our lives that are further along than us in certain areas of our lives, like just financially, emotionally, spiritually, because we need that in order to be connected, to really understand and respect that the process is the win. Ladies and gentlemen, the process, what we go through to be able to look back. We want to look back 5 years from now and just be like, kind of like, wow, like, look at that grace. What did I do to deserve this grace over my life? And I've learned so much through my own experiences. Nothing is ever a loss if you learn something. Know that nothing is ever a loss. If we learn something, we're not supposed to have our car at a certain time. Our credit score is supposed to be at a certain time, our house at a certain time. It's God's timing, and it's the best time to just kind of put everything on the line, cruise control, and just kind of let him just take the wheel. For myself, I was a weed smoker. Stephanie, you know, Joe, I have to be completely honest. I went on a fast with my best friend, Ash, the beginning of the year. And she was like, well, give up weed. And I was like, no way, I'm not doing that. She was like, do it. And I was like, you know what? I've been thinking about doing it for a long time. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And I did it. And life just started taking off from then, because I didn't even have a desire. I was literally trying to suppress something. My son, I have 2 kids, 19-year-old that will be going to the Navy for nursing, baby girl, and I have a 14-year-old autistic son. So my why is all over the place, but the main reason is I'm a single mom, LA. I need to make sure that I see his progress day in and day out. It is so imperative. I am, you know, I was just at the nail shop and I'm looking at my hands. These are all marks from my hand because my son does get anxiety and he does bite and he does hit himself. And, you know, we go through the motions, but I've always just noticed about myself that if I fall down, I know to either fall on my back so then I can look up. If you can look up, you can get up. Or if I fall on my knees, I know that I need to just put my left and my right together. And I need to start being more consistent in doing so. So giving up, you know, the weed and God just literally, it blew my mind. And I'm in the line of, I'm a personal trainer, I'm a life coach, and I'm a mentor, but I believe that you honestly have to be just as broken as the people that you're actually trying to help, because you need to be current and relatable in order for them to feel what your story is. You may not understand my views because God gave me that, but in order for you to know that I'm current and relatable, may get you to sit here with me and do your chocolate greens and put your HSN and put your probiotics. And it blows my mind. My mom's like, I'm so proud of you that you're getting this younger, because I'm so glad that you're not going to be me at 54 saying, I wish I would have, and that you took the initiative to actually do it. Collagen, super greens, gut health, and the fact that God has properly aligned me with so many other broken queens, and that we don't have to have it all together. We just have to say, you know what? It's okay not to be okay, but just not for a long time. That's what we need, people around us. We need people as close to us that make us feel like sunlight, that warmth. That's the kind of energy that I get back coming back to It Works. Back in 2020, coming back, I was like, you know what? I sent my son, he went away for Christmas break. And I told Big Mama L is Larissa. That's what she is. She's a big mama. And I said, I'm going to be quiet and I'm going to listen, because I am that person. Like, I know everything. And I do know everything, guys. I know I'm the smartest person I know. No, but I was like, no, I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to listen. So Jordan went away and I was like, you know what? I'm ready to work. I made a post on social media and I said, you know what? Baby boy is gone and I will collect that ruby by the time he comes back. And my apologies if I get emotional, because nobody ever knows your life until you honestly put your life on the line. And the moment that you're born and that dash in between, because we don't know when our end date is, that dash is so important, because that's the transition period. And that's where we are. And it needs to be like profitable. It needs to be personable. It needs to have purpose behind what we're actually doing. So in order for me to sell any of this, I have to be me. And when I hit Ruby, I remember it was me, Daycare Ash, and Big Mama L. And I was literally in tears, and I never worry about the numbers. I just listen to Big Mama L and Brittany and Daycare Ash. And I say, tell me what you need me to do. Do this, do that. I'm going to do it. I'm going to execute. I side hustle already. You know, they say entrepreneurship is less than 7 streams of income, and I'm barely tapping into 4, and I'm thankful. But then I want 10. And you know what I mean? I don't want to stop. The blessing is not getting everything that we want and then saying, okay, I'm done working. It's like, no, how many people did you bring with you in the midst of you working to get to where you are? God didn't bless us all to be here tonight, to be alive, to be well, to be able to hear this message, to be able to have people that are, you know, where we're trying to get in rankings. We're trying to get something, it's much more bigger than the ranking and the money. Because I know that every time I tell my team, I want you to be able to get the LCs, but I need you to understand how to lock them and keep them. That's very important, because if you don't know how to lock them and keep them, when you lose them, you're not going to know how to deal with that. But there was a chance and an opportunity that you had. This is why we need to stay present. We need to stay current and relatable. And it's just something that God has literally, I was done manifesting. I was done with just praying, getting on my knees. That wasn't enough. Like literally, I had to put in the work. I am so consistent. And I think that's what half of the world lacks. The world, you know, there's no hate in the world. It's people hate what they don't understand. So this is why each of us queens and kings on here, we have to be able to be us in order to sell them. They don't know. These people, they don't know how amazing it is to be a part of something that's so freaking dope. Like, you don't, the energy and the vibe that we all get off, and then we're one. Like, it's like, I never knew what it felt like to be a part of something that is really a unity. We say that we're a part of something like that, but to actually, I brought my story, you know, you brought your story, and then it's like, wow, we're able to share it, gain a perspective, and then take that and help somebody else. How many people did we help today, along with bringing in the LCs? But how many people did you make smile today? How many people did you make laugh today? How many people did you hold the door open for? What did you do today? 4% of your day is 1 hour. What did you do with that? For you, though, because you have to be able to love you, self-care, self-love, in order to project it to the world. You are not going to be able to win how we feel like we're so rightfully owed if we're not taking that time to self-love and self-care. I was literally, I'm like, okay, I know they're just looking at me, just downing the super greens. I cannot stop. So let me tell you a funny story. I do not need to lose weight, but I am hooked to Skinny Brew. I do not oh my goodness. Okay, so I am hooked to Skinny Brew, that I've literally told my following, like, I'm done, guys. I'm not doing this anymore. I literally told my doctors, because I have thyroid issues, and he's like, you have to get off the skinny bro. I was like, I will not. He was like, you have to get off the skinny. I was like, I'm not doing that. I said, okay, I'm gonna do it. I said, well, what if I just do like one package and then I just divide it into 3 days? He was like, you need to get off. I was like, well, what if I just take a weight gain protein shake to balance? Because I have to be at a certain weight in order for me to be healthy. So that's what I'm on. That's how serious it is for me with this skinny brew. So that's the story that I share with my following on my platforms. Is like, guys, I've been trying to get away from the skinny brew, but I just can't. So I'm on this weight gaining protein so I can keep my skinny brew, and then I say it all the time. It's so corny because they really named this brand It Works, and it really works. And it works even more, and it's even more powerful if you decide when you want to be. You have to decide when you want to be powerful, and then you have to know that you can do this, and then we can do this, and then we bring more people on. So I'm just so thankful to be extremely focused. God, I thank you for being able to have me as a used vessel to project this to the universe, because the universe is very powerful, and I could not be here without Brittany, without Daycare Ash, my bestie. I love you so much, and Big Mama L, just for being able to have surpassed me in certain areas in which I'm still learning to grow in. If it wasn't for the upline, Joel and Stephanie, to look at you and say, I'm totally going to be that. I'm totally going to be that. I can totally get there if I just remain focused and starve my distractions and know that proper 5 P's, guys, proper preparation prevents poor performance. Remember this, 5 P's, proper preparation prevents poor performance. I got tired of performing poorly. So what do? You properly prepare. I'm a trainer, and I still lay out my tights and my sports bra every night in my shoes and my socks. And my mama's like, you do that like you're going to the first day of 5th grade. And I'm like, I have to, because as long as I'm properly preparing, there's no way that I'm going to fail. If I'm taking the time to be present, knowing that God has the will and I'm on cruise control. And that's what it's been coming back to It Works. This go round, it wasn't like this, Stephanie and Joel, I promise you, it wasn't like this before. When I came in 2018, the energy and the high frequency of what this team is now, this wasn't here. And now that it is, it's full throttle for me. Like the gas is not letting up. I'm thankful.
Watch out, y'all. Watch out, because I love it.
My face hurts from smiling this entire time.
You guys can't help but when you watch these, trainings and you bring on people, they're real. First off, I'm so glad you said what you did you gave up weed. We all battle, guys. We all have going on in life. And that is the beautiful thing about that. That's our past. And we don't judge here. We just know that you walked in that for a reason. I have walked through hard things. We all have. And it has given me compassion and understanding then that fire to go, how many more can we see them come through that fire? And that's exactly what Crystal's doing, what Ash is doing, what Larissa's doing. I'm like so grateful that Larissa's like, all right, this is who we're gonna have on. And how much I've seen you grow. Like, you're contagious. I know all of you girls, you better be ready for like friends blowing up your Facebooks and Instagram.
I'm ready. Come on, girls.
We have to be loud about what we have here and why it's different. And you guys, I want you to understand something. People have done this years ago. It's different. It is different. And you've heard that not just from me, but from all of these ladies on something is shifted. And so don't be afraid to reach out or to be talking about it, and be loud and proud about that, because when you decide, you just never know who's ready to be like, okay, can I really do this? I did it before. Yes. And use your story. Talk about that. It is okay if we're in years ago. We don't judge here. So I want you guys to know that. So I appreciate you so much, Crystal. I cannot wait to see you. Just keep ranking on up. And we've got one last one, guys, to bring on. So thank you. We'll bring on Amy to close it out. Amy, are you on? We should be.
I'm here.
Yay! All right, Amy. So I was sorry that you have to follow suit to that, but
That's okay.
I also know you bring the heat as well, and you are on fire for this. And I've just gotten to know Amy a lot more too throughout the years, and especially recently, and just knowing, I think, a little bit about her why and what she's done, but knowing when you make a connection with people and you speak life over them, what absolutely happens to them. Because I saw a shift in that, Amy, once we started really connecting, just what that your mind did. You're like, okay, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. And so if you have somebody on your team, or you have people on your team, maybe you're new and there's an upline that's there, speak that life over them. Like, you believe in them so much more than what they see sometimes, and that can transfer into big. But Amy, you've had an incredible journey. So tell them a little bit about who you are. I want them to hear your story, a little bit of your results too, because it is incredible. So share a little bit. You guys good with hearing one last one? I know this is a long Zoom, but I think it's been great. So one, if you are good, to stay on with me, and then I'll give you guys my last little push for month end. But all right, Amy, bring it.
So I want to say that I'm honored to even be on this panel with these amazing queens. Like, I could just collect the offering and we could just pray us out for the night, because that's how it was. I'm full. I am just, I'm amazed at just doing this business. This every day is something different for me. I have been doing the business for almost 5 years. I joined a team that was full and they were running, and somebody that I'm close to, and then everybody just kind of started dissolving. I had a team, they were running with me. I was like in the 12th hour of Emerald, and my girl that was going Ruby fell asleep. And that broke my spirit, because I am a doer of the word and not just a hearer. You know, I was in it, and I'm like, I'm going and I'm texting, and I'm that type of leader. Like, okay, we're running, we're doing it. And she was running the whole time. Mind you, it was just her and I. So I got all these distributors signed up, and I'm building basically by myself, And so, but at that moment, my spirit just kind of shifted. And I said, okay, Lord, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Like, I was a network marketer. I did Mary Kay forever. I could sell Mary Kay because I love makeup. I did it for 20 years. Hated having product on hand and trying to get rid of product. So I'll back up a little bit. I joined the business as a loyal customer. I had, on my 40th birthday, the doctor said, you got fibromyalgia. And I was like, well, what the heck is that? I've always been healthy, never had any challenges with my health at all. And so, but I started having this chronic pain, this inflammation. Realized that after I'd lost my sister 8 years before that I had internalized it and didn't grieve it like I was supposed to, and it set in my body. And so I went vegan. I did multiple things. I did Herbalife for a minute, got some temporary results, wasn't satisfied. Stephanie Gonzalez came along, shared the product with me. I started using Fat Fighters, and immediately started losing this weight. I don't know about you, but I go to the doctor, look on the screen, and when I see obese in red, that does something to me. And so I'm like, I'm not trying to be obese. I don't feel like I'm huge, but based on your size, your age, you're supposed to be this weight. So I'm like, okay, I got to fix this. I knew that would help me with this pain in my knees and, whatever. So I remember using the products, going to an event. It might've been the green carpet in Grand Rapids, and I was able to squat to take this picture. And I was so pumped, and everybody was pumped on our team because they knew my story. And so I'm like down here, and I'm like, yeah, I'm down here squatting, so I was so excited. And so about 5 months later, maybe less, $9.99 special came out. So I was on my way back. I'm a registrar. I work a full-time job. I'm a registrar at a charter school, and I travel and train as well. So I'm on my way back from Ohio. She texts me and says, hey, got a $9.99 special. You want to join? And because you are already a product of the product, you might as well make money as well. So I was like, yeah, heck yeah, sign me up. And so I didn't even have to think about it. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I just knew that fat fighters worked for me, and I'd gotten the shake and a couple other things. And so she said, I'll train you, I'll coach you. And what Larissa said, how she just kind of fed me the information. She fed me all the information. I shared it with people. And so I think my first month, it was like crazy. I was overwhelmed because, again, I had a full-time job. I'm a wife of 27 years now. I have 3 adult kids. I was determined that my youngest daughter was not going to be stressed out going to college. And my why became me helping her pay for college. And so we didn't get a whole lot of financial aid, so it had to come out of our pockets. So I did that. So my side hustle was to help her get through school. She graduated in December, thank God. And we knew that it was only him. I'm a minister at my church. So like the other ladies, and I'm talking fast because I want to get it all in. I'm the encourager. God puts people in my space. I'm not just a registrar at school. I want to help people. I want to be able to minister to people. So it's not just my job to work at a desk and do enrollment and whatever else. My ministry is everywhere. Wherever I'm at, I'm a minister. And so I'm always, there for whoever, whenever. And so that's how my team is. Nobody is working but a couple of people still, and I created a whole new team, and we're winning together. I'm constantly messaging them and sharing with them, this is what we can do. This is what, if you want it, you gotta work for it. I'm here to help you, but if you got to show me that you want this. I've already been around the block where I'm giving and pouring and pouring. Now I've shifted my mindset. I can't hand it to you. We have to work. Faith without works is dead. And so you got to be able to work the business. You can't keep making excuses. We all have stuff that we go through. We cannot let that stop us. If God has put this in our hearts to do, then we need to do it full force. I had to adjust my schedule. I was home because of the pandemic for a season, and I just went back to work not too long ago. Well, dagnabbit, I like my 8 o'clock morning calls. So I got my earpiece in on one ear. I'm answering the phone on the other ear. I might be answering somebody else, but I feel connected. Now, whether I do all my KPIs while I'm on that call at that time, I might not get them done, but I need to be connected. And so I just feel like, everybody is, it has to make the decision. You have to make the choice. If you're not in it, like I'm in it, and if you don't want to win like I do, then don't waste your time. How about that? Because time, you can't get it back. And so if you really don't want to do it and you're just kind of doing it, don't let me force you, and so you do it because it's in your heart to do.
Yeah, you guys, first, she's had great results. So a lot of these ladies, all of us, really why we do this business is we talk about being a product of the product. Go set up, you guys, before the 25th. If you don't, get yourself commission qualified. That's so key to be able to say, yes, I use the products. Yes, this is what I do. And I love that. Some of us don't need to lose weight, but there's amazing other products that we use. Or we're going to go find another protein shake to gain weight, to take Skinny Brew. I was like, oh, I love that. Like, it is so good. But, we don't just preach to say, be a product of the product, because it really does truly work. You heard, it really does work. So when you are consistent with it, when you're passionate about it, when I am ready to change, it will happen. Keep showing up. It may not be on the fastest time that you want with the product. Sometimes that happens too. Like, I want to be, 10 pounds overnight. Not everybody's going to do that. That's just not the way that it is.
Guys, have you seen how many before and afters I've had? I think I'm on like Joel 10.0 by now.
Yeah. And it's okay. It's life, right? So if you've gone through a season of where you're like, I enjoyed quarantine a little bit too much. Yeah. Create a new before and after picture. We can always do that. And, going back to old ones or adding to. So I love that Amy's been a product of the product, because she brings in customers like crazy, because she's constantly talking about it. She's showing up on her Facebook. She's committed to helping people. She knows that the product works. And so that's something that I know that she's done going through this business, is she's going to tell you about everything that she uses, and you order because she's so passionate about it, and when somebody's talking to you, you're like, okay, well, whatever you took, I want, give it all to me. And so don't limit yourself right now, guys, with if people have money or not. Do not judge them. We do not know what they're going through. And this was me back when Joel and I got started. We didn't have money, but I was so depressed that I needed to do something. And that something was taking supplements, helping me to feel better, to get out of a depressed state so that I could feel better and go do other things. So I didn't care if I was overdrafting the account or whatever. I needed to feel better about myself. And so sometimes that's a priority in people's life, is losing weight, is getting healthy, is getting that energy, and just taking that first step. So don't take away from offering the products or offering the business to people because you think, well, maybe they just don't have the money. We don't know. So don't judge. So I want you to take it off the table. Don't judge their time. If you want this, you guys, I love that Amy does this every morning. We have 8 a.m. Power Zoom. She's on Power Hour Zoom. She's on and listening. She's showing up. And so that's the thing is, when you want this, that's really the first thing. And I know you all are on here because you're showing up and we're going over our usual hour Zoom, but that's okay. Cause I think, I knew this was going to be a powerhouse Zoom tonight. But I knew it's been on my heart to be like, I need to bring them on because they're good. Everybody's different, but the same. We all have this heart of to go out and to help people, and they bring life to me. And so I hope they all brought that life to you, that fire, that one spark that can create this fire within us.
I mean, you had like 4 sparks. So
yes, I did.
You guys should be a blazing inferno right now.
I had fireballs on tonight. That's what I had on tonight. They were like igniting everyone outside of the Zoom even. Like, I just love that. But, I think I want you guys to take this too, is nobody is ever going to want this as bad as you. That's and right. I feel like, especially this month end, you're going to feel like sometimes you're the only one doing it. It doesn't mean quit. It means you keep going, and you're going to find that one person that's going to show up like you. And then you're going to be like, I need one more of those. Mm-hmm. And we don't know when that person is that's going to come into your life. Like, I love they all said it's on God's time, but you got to keep showing up to be able to find that person that's going to bring that fire right behind you. And so I think that's something that sometimes people are like, well, how do you keep going? I remember, you guys, Emerald was the hardest position for me in this whole line. Emerald and double, I should say. And Emerald, I wanted to give up. And I was so close. And I remember calling my upline, Carla, and saying, nobody wants this as bad as me. I'm doing all the work. This is frustrating me. I don't understand it. Nobody's showing up on Zooms. They're not doing anything. Like, I was speaking all that. And she didn't answer it. Like, I was like, I'm just going to quit. And she didn't answer me. I was like, what the heck? And Joel's like, oh, no, you're not quitting. Like, you're too close. And I was like, fine. Okay, I can do this. And that stretch, that extra, I don't know how. Joel must have been praying hard or something. I was like, all right, I'm going to diamond out. Didn't know how, but I knew my why. I knew I needed this. And I was going to show people, because I had a lot of haters, a lot of people thinking you're not going to make it. And that fueled me a little bit to be like, no, I'm going to do it. And then that diamond came. I was like, huh. Then the next part happened where I had somebody say the same thing. They were going for Emerald and they were ready to quit. And I was like, oh, that's why God puts us through these situations, so we can understand how to coach our people through it. And those are the times that we don't really understand it. So at the end of this month, you guys are pushing, you're pushing for promotions. Some of you will hit it. Some of you will fall short. Now, that doesn't mean that you've fallen short. It just made you that much closer for that next month's promotion. We don't quit. We just keep going. And I think sometimes that's even more powerful, to be able to go back and be like, man, I crushed it the following month and my team saw me push through those hard times. So I want you guys to understand, you're going to see promotions. Amy's going to promote. Chris is going to promote. Ashley's promoting. Larissa, all of you on here, you're going to have seasons of promotion. And you're going to have seasons where you're not. Your team is going to promote, or your sidelines are going to promote. And you be the biggest cheerleader always for those other people, because it will come back to you. So there's going to be people on the mountaintop and there's going to be people in the valley. And that is part of the business. And so understanding and knowing the season, you guys, I've hit every rank. What more? Where do I go? People are like, what do you do? And and so I always just focus on, and I always have on each rank, on the team. What promotion can we hear? And I heard a lot through this Zoom tonight is helping people, helping other people, which results in you ultimately reaching to where you're supposed to be. And so you guys decide tonight to make sure that you put in your work, you show up, you be proud of what you did. Did you put in the extra work? Athletes, superstars, they don't just work 9 to 5. They make their, I love this, they work 9 to 2 a.m. They put in the hustle after the time that people left the court. I was that person. I was an athlete, and I was like, I'm going to stay extra so I can be ahead of the game. And so if that's what you want to do, we all have that same 24 hours. It's just a matter of what you want to do with that, how much further you want to go, surrounding yourself with a circle of people that are encouraging you, that believe in you, that see you through, that will fight for you and know that you can do it. And I know that each one of them has that in them. Amy, I want you to leave us with one tip on, you're constantly texting me and being like, got 2 more LCs and they did a pick 3 or they added this to it. So is there something that you're doing on when you're talking to those loyal customers?
Just sharing my story. I'm just being honest with them. I think it's just a organic conversation that takes place initially. And once I'm connected and I, see that they trust me, then they're like, well, what else should I put with my package? This is how much I want to lose. Everybody that follows me right now knows that I'm hitting 50 on April 23rd. I am trying to get down probably about 30 more pounds before then. I probably don't need to, but it's hips and butt. And so I'm trying to, balance that out a little bit. And so that's what I've been sharing. And so as I'm using, when I added the slimming gummies to my, regimen, it was a game changer. Like the stomach is almost gone. My husband was like, sign me up for 4 bottles of those, because he I need to lose it too. He keep watching me and I'm walking around with a sports bra. So I'm telling this to people because I have the humor. So I'm sharing this and they're cracking up laughing at me because I'm like, oh, I'm going to have on a 2-piece this summer. Now I might not be walking around nowhere but my house, but I will have one on. And so by the time I finish that conversation, usually they're like, oh, okay, I need that. Give me 2 bottles. How many was you taking? I said 4. And some days I might take 6. It just depends on how I feel. And so I just a genuine conversation and just sharing my story. I'm not ashamed of, who I am and my weight loss goal. And so when people can trust you, I'm sharing everything that you're putting on that page, Stephanie. And, that's all. And whoever else's suggestion, I'm following top leaders. I follow Rachel. I'm following you because I want to see what's helping you win. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm not creating anything different. I'm just making it my own and I'm putting it up.
You guys, success leaves clues, and these ladies left so many clues for you. They shared straight from their heart. That's clue number 1 is be yourself. We all look different. We all don't have a perfect life, which, social seems to make it look like that. But when you can be raw and real and show a little bit of that, people love that. So, make sure that you're doing that throughout, the day, throughout your life, when you're talking to people and having those conversations. Maybe you need to remember your strengths. So make sure that you know your strength. Where is it? Do you love to talk to people? Is it in person? Ashley said something. Things are opening up. So have physical conversations with people again. Actually go up to them and talk to them about this and be like, you would be amazing at this. I know that, maybe the side hustle could help you. I couldn't help but be drawn by your energy, or if you're going in and paying for gas or groceries, they don't want to be there necessarily doing that. That might be a second job for them. So offer the opportunity that you have, because that could be somebody's, gift that they've been just looking for. So as we close out the month, a few tips as you guys are going through it is, do you know where you're going? We've got the why down now, which I absolutely loved this Zoom. I think this was so good. But knowing why, get out your chart. Do you know where you're headed? Do you know where your team is? Who can you help go Ruby? So maybe you hit that. Now, who on your team can you help Ruby? And if you were to look next to mine, it's everybody else's charts. Like I've got charts upon charts. It's because I get filled up with so much excitement seeing you have a win. And a win can be your first loyal customer. It can be maybe you got onto Zoom tonight and that was the first Zoom we've ever done. So that's a win. So congratulations on that. So as you're going through this, make sure you log into your eSuite. I love this time of the week or month because it's the end of the month and we can start seeing real numbers. So log into your reports, go into that tree view, click on the side if you have team, and make sure that you see, who can I reach out to? Who's on my team? Maybe you don't even know who everybody is, and see how can you serve them? How can you help them? You offered it, they've got to be able to say, hey, I'm ready. Too, like it does go both ways, guys. Like it has to go hand in hand. We have everything that you need to be successful. It's just whether or not you're going to be willing to do the work. And when you decide to do the work and you are consistent with it, always, you will be rewarded. I've seen it time and time again. Some are faster than others. Some, they don't know. They have a team and they fade, and then all of a sudden they come back. So we don't know what that's going to look like for everybody, but you've got to stay in the game. You've got to stay faithful to that, and you got to keep going. And we know that you can do that. So those are some things. Don't be afraid to cold message. I'm not afraid to do that. I was dang and determined to be a weekend warrior. I didn't know how, you guys, even though there's only a few double ambassadors, they are all hard workers. And I almost counted myself out, and because they are. And I thought, I don't even need to try because I'm not even going to get it. And I have those thoughts. That's the devil trying to stop you from where you're going and who you're going to help, because he knows you're about to help somebody. And I put that aside and I was like, nope, I'm just going to do my best. I'm going to message, and I'll message a lot of people. You guys, I followed up with so many. And I was like, oh my gosh, if I would have just gave up on that, that wouldn't have happened. Once again, God always shows me this is so you can tell somebody else you are ready to give up. You have those moments too. You need to share those things. So I want to make sure you guys know that there are moments that are going to come through, but you can do it. And you just show up. You're going to see yourself do the most incredible things that you never thought were possible, because you are surrounded by amazing God-filled women praying for you, cheering for you, believing in you. Make sure that you're surrounded by these type of people. Okay. That is, I love my peoples. Like I truly love them so much, and I can always count on them, and they know that I can count on them, and they can count on me all the day. So I love you guys. I hope that this brought you so much fire, so much excitement to just go out and be that incredible world changer that is inside of you. And I think that's the most beautiful thing about this is you don't need to know how, you need to know why. And now that you guys know why, I'm going to see a whole lot of promotions coming in, because you're going to be like, all right, I got my why. It's on now. It's happening. I'm going to put in the work that you say. I'm going to do the things that my leader is posting. I'm going to do the things that successful people are doing. And it's my turn to rise up and be that person for my team. So you guys have an amazing Monday night, an amazing week, an amazing month end. I am so excited. I can't believe it's the end of February already, and that we're going into March. Praise Jesus, spring is around the corner, because I am ready for some warmth. So
That's me.
I love you.
Ash, I have something to share really, really quick. Larissa told me to share this when she feels like God put it on my heart to share. And I've shared it with Larissa. Crystal knows about it, but this is all just to encourage you guys. This is just for encouragement. I had a situation a couple of years ago where I had to stand before a judge. I was facing 12 years. I got into some trouble with daycare, being the big heart that I have, trying to help someone. And I got caught up into it, and I got a felony on my record. And when I tell you, I prayed so hard for God to get me out of that situation, because he knew my heart, like in helping that person. And I felt like my life was over with. Like I remember going to court and just leaving my babies at the time going to court and standing before a judge, hearing that I was facing 12 years in prison and that I had a felony on my record. Like, I just felt like it was over. But I said all that to say, like, don't get discouraged. Even I have a son who has a lung disease. Crystal stuck with me through that time. Crystal stuck with me during that time where my child was having surgery and would be there for me in the corner. You're going to go through things. I don't care what. You're going to go through, things are just going to be thrown at you, but it's in you to not give up no matter what, no matter what. And I say that with everything in me, like, do not give up, guys. Like, you don't know who you can encourage in that moment. And only the people closest to me know that I went through that situation. I'm sharing this with you guys because we are all in this business together, but no matter what life throws at you, please don't give up. And even by me going through that, I had people telling me that I will be paying restitution until I'm dead. I will never get the felony off my record. I will lose my daycare business. I mean, I just had so many things being said to me, but if I believe that, and if I didn't believe in who God was, like, of course, that's what my life will turn out to be. Like, I look at my boys every single day and I can't give up, and I will not give up. And that's what keeps me going every single day, and just being in this business and even doing daycare and looking at my daycare kids. Like, we're here for a reason, guys. Like, we are here for a reason. Every single day that God wakes us up and plants our feet on that ground, like, we are here to encourage, like, people, like, get out there, guys, and just do a good deed. You never know what God is going to give you in return. Like, even if you, and I'm saying this, I was at Starbucks the other day because I ran out of skinny brew. I have no more skinny brew, and I have Folgers today, and I have the jitters right now. Like, I have no more skinny brew. So I went to Starbucks to get a chai tea latte. And a lot of times when I go through there, a Chick-fil-A, I always tell them, like, pay for the people behind me. And when you guys give, like, you never know the blessing that's going to come back. And that same morning that I paid for someone's Starbucks behind me, I was literally about to get off work, and I got a phone call from this church to come and pick up a brand new play set for my daycare that's at Costco that runs about $1,000. And I've been having this on my wish list that I was going to use, like, with my It Works money to go buy this play set for my kids. And when I tell you, when I got that phone call, like, I couldn't stop saying hallelujah. Like, thank you, Jesus. Like, he knows our needs. He knows our wants. He knows the desires of our heart. But what's in your heart? Like, what are you pouring out to people every single day? You know, I struggle a lot daily, and I will call Crystal. I will call Larissa. Like, Larissa is a prayer warrior. Like, I probably get on her nerves, like, because her prayers just really move you, you know, and it's like, she just sees when you're going through something. And even, you know, talking to Brittany and us doing the fast together last year, like, get connected with people who are going to motivate you and push you and pray with you. You know, last year during COVID, I have a teenage son who's going through this transition right now. And it was a time he was throwing up gang signs. I never introduced him to that life. It was a time where he was trying to purchase a gun. I prayed so hard. I talked to Larissa. I talked to Crystal. I'm telling y'all, if y'all don't know God, get to know him, because he will move in your life. I no longer have the felony. It's off my record. The judge saw me for who I was. But I didn't give up. I kept going to court. My paid attorney gave up on me and stopped showing up to court. So guess what? I got a public defender, and that public defender fought harder for me than my paid attorney did. And God helped me to get that felony off my record. My son is now doing better. Now we're just dealing with the lazy spirit. But even after talking to him, like, he know that's not the life for him, you know, but get in tune with God, guys. Don't give up. Don't give up on yourselves, and don't give up on God.
Ashley, I love you. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, this Zoom was just so good. sometimes you guys, we can give you all of the house, but this is more powerful sometimes than knowing how to do the host to post, knowing, how to go change your algorithms, all of that, and just really diving deep and knowing we are all real women here on a mission to go help and just change people's lives. And I truly love that. I'm so glad, Ash, that you shared that, because all of you impact. My phone is blown up, like my eyes, I'm like going like private, like it's going crazy, because I want you to know each one of you have a story that you just impacted, that you never know whose lives you're going to change. And that's what I want to continue to, you guys, for you to understand, is when you come on, you are changing lives and you don't even realize it. So stay in the game so we can get you on these Zooms, because I appreciate that so much. I just love you, Ash. I don't know, you guys better be ready for whole nother levels, because you just shared
It's
things
coming.
that you don't usually share, so you're ready for that next level that God has for you. So I appreciate you guys. I love all of you. You are all perfect in God's eyes. You just got to get out and go do the work. You're destined. You're walking in your destiny. You're going to hit those promotions. You're going to hit those ranks. You keep speaking that life over you. Have those right circle. I believe you're all in the right circle. But I love you guys. Have an amazing week. If you need anything, make sure you get on your team pages. We'll see you later, guys. Have a good night.
See you guys.